Hello everyone and welcome back my beautiful candy canes. Today we are going to be talking about Married to Medicine season 9. We are going to get into it. It's been 2 episodes so far and a lot has gone down. Today we're doing Avatar style because your girl did not feel like doing her makeup. So what you see is what you get. Hello, Sharon. What is up, sweetheart? She goes, hello, Candy My Love. Hey, sweetheart. That's right, you guys. As you come in, be sure to drop your candy cane, say hello, like, and subscribe, and share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. Hey, Sasha T. What is up, sweetheart? How are you? What is going on? Hey, Sharon F. She says, good evening, Candy. Hi, my love. How are you? All right, you guys. Happy Friday, my beautiful candy canes. All right, let's get into it. And if you guys have questions or comments throughout, just drop them in the chat box and we can get into it. And if you want to join me, I will drop that link a little bit later. All right, let's get into it. So, Married to Medicine. As you guys know, I was not watching it. I wasn't watching it. We were doing a live on the Real Housewives of Dubai, I think, and everyone was like, no, let's do Married to Medicine. So, yeah, that's right, Sharon, yes. Because we missed your reviews. I told you to give us what we want. Exactly. Yes, the reviews are back if you've missed them. Yesterday we did the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and we did Dubai. So go back and watch those if you missed them. Today we're doing Married to Medicine, and either later tonight or this weekend we'll do Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. All right, let's get into it. So I've given you guys what you want. I'm watching Married to Medicine, and I've got lots to say. Let's start with Miss Quad. So when it comes to Miss Quad, isn't she, and I want to be very delicate because I know she lost her brother, so condolences, that's tough. And really respectable to step up and take care of her nephew. Very respectable. But isn't Quad giving Marlo vibes with like the Monty storyline? And I don't want to say storyline because I know her brother passed away, Quad's, and I know that Marlo's sister, I think, has struggles or whatever. So I'm not making light of that. But I was like, Miss Quad is giving Monty vibes, just like Marlo. And like they're both the single person on the shows. So I was kind of like, okay, we see you. But I think it's telling that they made Quad a full castmate this season when last season, weren't they saying she wasn't even supposed to be on the show? Like she was like barely a friend of, and she only made a couple appearances. But this season, she's like a main person. I think unfortunately, I think the passing of her brother and then having to take care of her nephew and her mom has kind of softened her. I think there is a bit of a softer side to Quad. So I'm kind of on Team Quad this season. Hey, what is up, guys? Hey, Lala Chanel. What is up, sweetie? Yes. Hey, Candy. Hey, Miss T says, hello, Candy and all the candy canes. That's right. What is up, baby? What is up? So, yeah, so I'm kind of softening to Quad. Yes, Sharon. That's right. She is gorgeous. She's bad. Quad is bad. And I think people like her. I agree. Quad is bad. She's beautiful. So let's move on to Contessa. Miss Contessa. Let me know if you guys agree with this. But Contessa gives me Monique from Love and Marriage DC vibes. Like very almost like militant. Well, I mean, Contessa was in the military, but almost that like militant, almost that like on edge, really super like vulnerable on the inside, really super sensitive on the inside, but so hard and almost prickly on the outside. Let me know if you guys agree with that. I hate taking bets on people's marriages, but do you think her and her hubby are going to last? Hey, what's up, Jacqua? Hey, beautiful. She goes, Cincinnati, Ohio in the house. Yes, what is up? Sasha T says, Contessa is annoying me already. Me too, because to me, Contessa, it's like you can't have it both ways. You can't want Dr. Heavenly's attention and friendship, but then also be really mad at her and on the outs with her. And I'll tell you this, if I were Contessa, I would not mess with Dr. Heavenly. I would not want that friendship back. I wouldn't want the attention. I wouldn't be, having passive aggressive temper tantrums at her beauty supply opening. Like, well, it could have been an olive branch to like ask me to wear your wig in the show. No, this woman tore down your whole entire husband marriage existence on YouTube like she didn't know you. She treated you like a chick in the street. Okay? She treated you and your husband and your whole existence like you were some chick in the street she didn't know. And you're over here boo-hoo crying because she didn't invite you to wear a wig in her fashion show. Miss me with that. Like, really miss me with that one. It's insane. Yes, Sharon. Yeah. Yep, she's ex-military, so she has that demeanor. Exactly. Hey, Jocko, she says, hello. Hey, sweetheart. Lala Chanel says, Contessa isn't likable to me. No, she's not. She's not. She's not likable at all. Hey, Sharon, I don't see the resemblance. not physically. They don't look similar, but that sort of like prickliness, that on edgeness, that's what I see the similar. It's more like their demeanor. They're always on edge. They're always ready to jump, and they're very critical. Not that I think Contessa has a lot more to be critical of than Monique. I think Monique's Chris is amazing, but I think that Contessa and Monique both really are very critical of their husbands. Contessa maybe less since they're going to therapy and it seems to be working, and she had more to be critical of, but yeah, that was it. Sasha says Contessa is preparing to leave, but she is too shy to do that. Yeah. Sure enough, Contessa came on the YouTube channel herself. She did, but what did she say though? Was she on the channel and like talking about herself, or was she on there and she kind of looked silly because she was like supporting her friend's YouTube channel and didn't realize that her friend was talking about her and her husband like a dog? Because I mean, Contessa had a point, her husband is a doctor, and not even a doctor. I mean, her husband has a job, and it is very detrimental for someone to go on their YouTube channel, not just like a commentator, but actually a castmate, actually someone in their life on that Doctor's Heavenly level, to allege that her husband is abusive and is an abuser. Those are big words, especially now. Those are big words. So yeah, I think I would be mad too. Misty says Contessa is a flip flopper. You know what it is? You know what? I'm happy you said that. You know what it is? It's that I think Contessa low-key agrees with what Dr. Heavenly said about her husband and her marriage, but she feels betrayed because your friend should not say that publicly on social media or in the press or on YouTube or on the show or whatever. So I think she's flip-flopping because a part of her wants to be friends with Heavenly, a part of her agrees with Heavenly said, but at the same time, like, she can't co-sign that because that's the father of her children. So, but Contessa, get it together, girl. Hey, Sharon, she goes, Heavenly is brusque, but no lies detected. Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing with Dr. Heavenly. Like, I think that she says things that are very, very hurtful. I think some things she says are true, some things that aren't. I mean, when it comes to Contessa and her husband, I agree with you. No lies detected. And I think that's why Contessa is so flip-floppy with it, because she agrees with Dr. Heavenly, but again, it's super shady for Dr. Heavenly to say that about her and her husband, and that could potentially hurt her husband's livelihood, and it could also hurt her children. If somebody's on there talking about the father of your children is abusive in any way, abuse in any way, mental, physical, emotional, could really affect your family and your livelihood. So I totally get it. I'm excited for Dr. Heavenly to have this intervention. I don't usually like stuff like that, but I'm here for it because she needs to learn a lesson. She really does. Hey, Sharon. She goes, so of the girls, some of the other girls have too, talking right along with Dr. Heavenly. Wow. Wow, I might have to watch some of Dr. Heavenly YouTube, but I don't want to because. Hey Sasha, but it was all fun and games. The contestant Heavenly were making fun of Toya on what on, and you know what? That is a good point. No lies detected in that comment. That is a good point. And it's like, what's that saying? It's like when the gun is turned around, or when the rabbit has the gun, it's no fun. Because that is so true. Contessa had no problem talking smack about Toya and her life and her husband and everything else, but you want to act like your marriage, which we all see has been very problematic, like you yourself has filed for divorce, all of a sudden you're like, it's all crazy and all this stuff. The only way I see Contessa's point is not that I agree with it, but the only way I see it when it comes to that hypocrisy of like, you talk about other people but you think you're above it, is she, like Toya said, Dr. Heavenly is a snake. And I think that Dr. Contessa drank the Kool-Aid and thought that Heavenly would never do it to her. You know what I mean? So like they can be mean girls to other people. They can talk crap about other people. They can he and kiki and hee haw about other people, but you're my friend. You don't do it to me. You know, and she learned real quick, Dr. Heavenly has no friends. She's loyal to no one but herself and daddy. Hey, Sharon goes, okay, I don't see the comparison. Ah, yeah. Hey, Miss T, no, that marriage is doomed. I know. And again, this is just for light shade, light kiki, sending blessings to every marriage, but yeah. Hey, Lala Chanel, Contessa seems like she's missing a sensitivity chip, but wants to be sensitive and cry at the drop of a hat. See, that's what I mean. That's kind of what I see, the same thing in like, Monique, where like they're both very on the inside, very, very sensitive, and they want to be protected, but yet they are very prickly and insensitive at times, if that makes sense. Hey, Miss T, Heavenly talks about all of them. She does. But I think Dr. Contessa thought that she was special. Like, oh, I'm going to be the one friend you're not going to talk about. Yeah, right. Get out of here with that. Miss me with it. So I can't wait to see the episode where Dr. Heavenly gets the intervention. And speaking of Dr. Heavenly, I want to start a hashtag free Dr. Damon Daddy. Like, I want that movement. Am I the only one that sees Damon just like literally, like, I think like in my mind, I envision him having a calendar where he's Xing out the days for when Laura goes to college. I never want to speak ill or to the demise of anybody's marriage, but I feel like he has an exit strategy. Like the moment Alora is like in college, I feel like Dr. Damien is out. Like that's just what I feel. I feel like he is about to bounce. Is out. Alora is gorgeous, by the way. I don't know. She's like, what, 15, 16? And I'm like, can you come do my makeup? Like, what is happening over here? But I feel like he has like an exit. He's another Coach Shaw. he's got a plan. Hey, Sharon. Some of the other girls have been on there too, talking mess right along with Dr. Heavenly. Yep. Hey, Lala. Heavenly has no decorum and is not above going below the belt. She has zero decorum. Zero. And she will come for your jugular at all times and anything. Hey, Femme Capital. She goes, the truth hurts. It does. Especially when it comes from somebody that you think has your back, someone that you think is your friend. Of course it hurts. Hey, Miss T, Contessa is scared in her own marriage. I agree. And the thing is, and this is what I always say, it's even scarier because it's like, if you see how a spouse or a partner treats their partner in public, it's 1,000 times worse in private. And if somebody treats you like that on camera, imagine how they treat you behind closed doors. Like, imagine what's really going on in that marriage behind closed doors. So who knows? Hey, Sasha, Scott was mad. So by default, she had to be upset and make Heavenly the villain. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get that. I'm sure Scott was pissed because she's up there saying he's abusive and this, that, and the third. And, if she wants to teach him a lesson, she's going to have to leave him and all of these things. I mean, I get it. But I also think a part of Contessa really thought, like, oh, we can all get up here and kiki about other people, but Dr. Heavenly wouldn't do that to me. And that's kind of why she got hurt. But I think she agrees secretly with what Heavenly said. Hey, Sharon, it was on the show, the problems contestants were having. Yes, I agree, 100%. 100%. Miss T, Anila was on Heavenly's podcast. Was Anila going in on Toya? Let's talk about Anila and Toya. Okay. Am I the only one? I can't stomach Anila or her husband and his weird looks and bug eyes, sarcastic faces he gives, and he thinks he's being funny, and it's just like awkward and weird. And I don't know, like I'm not vibing with Anila. I don't gel with her. I don't know exactly. I can put my finger on it, but she just annoys me. I'm kind of just like, why are you on the show? Like, I'm super confused. And when her nanny was just like, I'm out. And then the nanny goes, and I'm never coming back. I was like, oh my God. Ouch. Like, that was savage. Like, I'm leaving you, I'm leaving your children, and I'm never coming back. I was like, damn, the nanny is gangster up in this bees. Because I don't know what it is with Anila, but Anila, I just can't, I don't know. I can't gel with her. Toya. Okay, when it comes to Toya, she has to stop making Black people, Black families, this monolith that she does. Like, it really irritates me when her husband's just like, Toya, like, why are you yelling? Like, we're just like talking. And she goes, and Black families, Black people yell, and all this stuff. And it's just like, no, sweetheart. You can have a Black family, white family, yellow family, pink family, green family, and there can be yelling and dysfunction and fighting. Or you could have a Black family where they talk normally and they have healthy conversations and they work through conflict and problems without yelling and drinking 3 bottles of wine every night. So I don't like that. It's just like, don't put down our community just because that's what your disposition is. You know what I mean? I don't like it when she does that. I think she needs to, I don't know, like if I was Toya, I honestly would be so grateful for a husband. Like, what is her husband's name? I can see him. He looks so cute and sweet. I would be so grateful for a husband like that. You know what I mean? Like, anything she wants, he really goes out and gets. Double time, triple time, I don't know. I would just be, and he seems like really sweet and he really respects her. Like, I don't know. It's like you should kind of be grateful for what you have and like recognize and appreciate like what you really have. Hey, Sharon F. Dr. Heavenly is really smart and very funny. She's doing her job, keeping the drama going. I agree. Dr. Heavenly is smart and funny, but there is something, sometimes she goes too far. Like, she'll take it just that extra, you know what I mean? And then where it goes from being entertaining to being gut-wrenching. Hey, Femme Capital. But they all talk about each other, though. They do, but Dr. Heavenly she's a special kind of snake. Like, ugh. Hey, Sharon. Contessa is married to a man. Ms. T says Toya is building another dream house. ... Why? So, again, this is all alleged. This is just for a fun, light kiki. And I think what I saw on the blogs, don't quote me, I'm not saying this is fact. This is just a fun conjecture kiki, allegedly. Didn't something happen where they were unable to continue to afford the first dream house? So then she said something like, oh no, everybody on the block is selling because now the houses have gone up. And if you flip now, you'll get $1 million or something. But they had spent all this money, but then they only downsized down the street. And then they bought another plot of land to build another dream house. So, I mean, the math isn't mathing to me. It's not making sense. I don't know what the truth is, but on a gut level, I would say something happened where I doubt that Toya and her husband actually wanted to move. I feel like something must have happened where they had to move, if that makes sense. Hey, Jaqua, he needs to run. Miss Dees is so pretty. Yes, yes. You know who I'm liking more this season, who I didn't? Lala Shell, not Dr. Damon, you daddy. Hey, Sharon. Dr. Damon is so sweet. He's really not into the show that much. He's all about his doctoring. Yeah, he is. He's all about his doctoring. And I think he's really sweet, but I also think he's very, very checked out. By checked out, I mean he's just in his own world. He's kind of silenced Heavenly's voice, and he's kind of just going with the flow. To me, he seems like a great father, a fantastic man, a great doctor, a great husband, and Heavenly is a lot. But I really do think he's going to bounce the moment Alora goes to college. I think once they have an empty nest, he's out. Hey, Jaqua. She goes, that's why their little daughter talks off the chain like she do. Which one? Which little daughter? Anila's little daughter? Mm-hmm. Or no, you know who you're talking about? What's Contessa and Scott's daughter? When she called Toya's son evil and the devil, I was like, girl, you're like 8. What is happening? You don't disrespect people like that. Hey, Sharon. She goes, Scott wasn't an angel. He did some foul things. I agree. She has a lot to be worried about and scared about. So we'll see if this whole, we're going to therapy, everything is great storyline will continue. But she kind of told on herself. Did you guys notice in the confession? No, when she had that like slicked asymmetrical short haircut and she was talking about getting her body ready for the fitness competition, how she let it in. She was like, oh yeah, well, it's not that I'm single now, but like, if I do get single again, I'm gonna have to do whatever, like I'll be ready. And I'm like, there's always some truth in jest. So there's a part of me that's like, she kind of knows she's gonna end up back single again. Because I feel like if you're really working on your marriage and you're really in a good place, you don't make jokes like that. I don't know. That's just me. Miss T, Contessa had a hot mic fight moment. It was crazy. She did? When? I'm ready for it. I'm ready for the hot mic. Yeah, Jacko says me either. Yep. Hey, fam, they are not the most attractive couple on television. Anila and her husband, I don't know what it is. I can't, like, she feels like a gnat to me. She feels very whiny and very annoying. Like, like every single time she's like whining and just being very like, and I also don't get me wrong when I say this. Toya is no angel. Toya has a problematic in a lot of different ways, right? But I don't like how Anila completely jumped ship when Toya was the one who brought her in the group. And Toya, like, actually brought her in the group. Like, Anila and Toya were actually friends before she got on. And Anila got on through Toya. Not like the producers being like, oh, we have a new girl. We need to figure out a friend for her. Here you go, I'm just really big on loyalty. And so even if Anila and Toya had their falling out, which they did, if it were me, even if I have a falling out with someone, if they did me a solid to the point where they got me on a television show, even if we had a falling out, I may not still rock with them in the same way, but I'm not going to go against them. I can be neutral. because loyalty to me matters. You know what I mean? I think that's a big reason why I can't really co-sign Anila. Like, I'm really big on loyalty, and I think what she did to Toya, even though they had their own fight, their own stuff, whatever, you know, Toya calling her out about the other things, and Anila trying to be BFS with Contessa. Don't go after the person who brought you. You don't have to rock with them anymore, but you don't go against them. And I think that's a big reason why I don't really like Anila. Hey, Misty, Anila upset me with the nanny. Sharon says Anila acts like an airhead. Girl, I can't with Anila. Like, I can't. It's too much. Like, she literally was acting like she didn't know what, like, a morning routine was. I need coffee. We don't have food. I'm confused. It was like, have you lived before? Like, is this your first day on Earth? I'm so confused. Miss Tia, Neela, get your kids. Her kids are a lot. That's why the nanny was like, and I'm never coming back. I mean, the nanny said that to the kid's face. Who says that to the kid? Who says that to kids? That means the nanny was even done with the kids, not just with Anila, but the nanny was done with the kids. Wow, that's deep. Hey, Lala, Anila is annoying and boring. She can go. I agree 100%. Jaquan says, run, nanny, run. Misty says, Toya is overworking her poor husband. Yep. Overworking and underappreciating. Overworking and Eugene! Thank you, Sasha. Yes, Eugene. I love me, Eugene. I love me some Eugene. I think he's a genuine guy. You don't get any creep vibes from him. He seems like he's super faithful. He works so hard. And then the moment he comes in the door, she's complaining. And I don't want to, like, put other women down or anything like that, by no means, but I understand his position. And I get being a mom as a full-time job. I get that 100%. But if you have been at work all day, you work in the ER, people's lives, you're seeing trauma all day long. And when you're supposed to go home, which is supposed to be your sacred place, your refuge, your relief, and the first thing is, like, your wife coming at you, you know, where does Eugene go for relief? I get it. I get it. Thank you, Sharon. Yes, Eugene. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you for holding me down, guys. Lala says, exactly, Black people are not a monolith. Yeah, we're not a monolith, and I'm so tired of Toya saying that. She acts like every Black family or Black person is the stereotypical dysfunctional ghetto. Like, we loud, we this, we're da-da-da-da. Oh, you want a white woman? But all this stuff. And it's just like, no, Toya, that's you, sweetheart. That's not all people. And then it also does our community a disservice because you're acting like no other community or race or ethnicity has those same qualities. And the truth is, every single community has dysfunction or function, unhealthy habits or healthy habits. So just to say that the Black community only has these negatives and other communities has these, like, submissive whatever, that is a disservice. Check your own personality and your own trauma and your own issues and what you're going on. Look within yourself and don't blame an entire community on things that you personally need to work on, because Toya has some things that she personally needs to work on because she doesn't seem happy. She seems stressed out. She seems miserable. She seems lonely. She does not seem happy at all. She doesn't. Hey, fam. She goes, I need Toya to get on a budget immediately. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I don't mean to laugh. Thank you so much, Sasha. That's right, you guys. Like the video, subscribe, and share. Miss T, I wish Toya would stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. I agree. I agree. That's why I think something must have happened to force them out of their house. Because it was a beautiful home and they had moved so much. And I think on a gut level, Toya probably, she should have built a house or bought a house within her means originally, so that she didn't have to then continue to move, dip and dodge and do all the rest, if that makes sense. Hey, Miss T, and now Toya is exactly. Exactly. Like, hey, Lala Chanel, Toya reminded me of those YouTubers that moves every 2 to 3 months. Yeah. Yeah. The people who pretend that they're nomads. I'm a digital nomad. And it's just like, no, you're just moving every 2 to 3 months because you have to. Yeah, totally. And that is no shade to anyone who does that. It sounds cool. I don't know, who knows? Maybe one day I'll be a digital nomad. I'm not built for that life. I wish I could. But I hear what you're saying. Hey, Miss T, Dr. Daddy is just going through the motion. Yes, Dr. Daddy, he is 100% just going through the motions. And I'm telling you, the September 1 of Alora's college, he's out. He's out. He's out. He's out. And and again, this is just a fun kiki, just a total fun kiki. Everything's alleged. My opinion on, do you guys remember when Mariah was on the show and she said she had the receipts about Damien cheating on Dr. Heavenly, but then she never produced the receipts? And then Heavenly was like, see, you just lied, da 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 da. Okay, this is what I think happened. And then again, and remember, this is just my opinion, allegedly. What I think happened is, I do think Damien was cheating on Dr. Heavenly. 100% I do. Do I think Mariah had the receipts? Yes. 100% I think she had the receipts. The reason why I think she did not produce the receipts is because I actually think that Mariah likes and respects Damien. And she did not want to do that to him and his kids. I think that if Mariah, because if you think about it, Damien is beloved. We love Dr. Damien. He hurts nobody. He does nothing to anyone. He minds his business. He does what he wants to do. He's a fantastic father. I think that if Damien wasn't so beloved by Mariah and the cast and everybody else, she would have dropped the receipts. I think that Mariah was actually protecting Damien, and she preferred to protect him and the kids over showing up Dr. Heavenly. That's my theory on what happened there. Because I don't think that Mariah just pulled that out of her butt and lied. Oh, I have receipts about Dr. Damien. Like, he's the nicest person. I don't think that she would just lie about that. But I think that she wanted to protect him and the kids more than she wanted to hurt Heavenly. That's what I think happened. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Ah! Hey, Misty, Aurora gives a great advice to her mother. Heavenly needs to listen to her more. 100%. 100%. Usually the kids on the shows are very, very wise. Some of the kids are a mess. I have to speak about children. But anyway. Okay, so Misty says the kids say what the parents say. Yep. Jacqueline says Contessa. Hey, Sharon. She goes, they better listen to Heavenly more often. I remember in an earlier season, she told Jackie to spend more time with her husband or he would step out on her. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. But this is the thing. I think what happened with Jackie and her husband, I think that was deeper than Jackie not spending time with him. I think that Dr. Jackie really, really wanted children. Unfortunately, she had cancer. I think she had it twice, but even if you only have it once, sometimes the chemo, I think that can, depending on the type, so I think she was unable to have her own. And I think that her husband, didn't he say he wanted to adopt, but then all of a sudden he did the okie doke and was like, no, I don't want to adopt. I don't want kids. And I think that really depressed Dr. Jackie. And I think the way that she dealt with her depression was work. She's a workaholic. So I think that not spending time with her husband wasn't because she didn't want to spend time with her husband. I think that was her coping because she was so pissed and betrayed that my husband no longer wants to have children with me when she wanted to adopt. And that was a big, huge thing. So he wanted to be like, no, let's dip it and do it in our older years. I don't want kids. And she's like, but you told me you wanted to adopt, and now you're telling me you don't. So now you're getting brand new. Well, you're checking out on me. I'm going to check out on you. And so she checked out. He checked out. And then he dipped out with that girl. So I think that's what happened with them. Hey, Miss T, Contessa is waiting for the ball to drop. Yeah, she is. She is. Hey, Miss T, she goes, the hot mic moment happened last season. Contessa's marriage was sewn. Ooh, I got to go back and watch that because I had stopped watching Married to Medicine. I had stopped. Hey, Miss T, Anila just wanted to be down. 100%. 100%. Anila was just a thirsty person who wanted to be with the cool girls. She's up Heavenly's butt. She had Quad over getting ready. And it's just like, girl, stop it, Anila. Just stop it. Hey, Sharon, Toya brought in Dr. Heavenly too. Wow. See how they turn? See how they turn. I think Toya is annoying too and everything, but I think Toya is hurting. I think she's, and obviously I am not a doctor. This is just a fun kiki, not diagnosing anybody. But I think sometimes people with those type of irritable, lash out, always drinking, quick to anger, maybe she's sad. Maybe she's just not in a good place, you know? Hey, Darren, he says, oh my God, hey, Candy. Hey, what is up? Miss T says, hit the like and subscribe. That's right, you guys. Hey, Femme Capital. She goes, I appreciate Quad this season. I do too. The way she interacts with her nephew, of me, hope one day to have kids. Oh, I agree. I appreciate Quad this season too. I feel like she's much softer and everything. And it's no small feat. Like, I don't have children and I have nieces and nephews, and God forbid, I'm not speaking this into existence, but if anything were ever to happen to them and I was the only person to step in, that's a huge task to undertake. You know, she's giving me Marlo, Monty vibes. Good for her. Hey, Miss T, I would never speak on an ex-friend because of a one time we were friends. Same. 100%. Especially if my friend did me assault like that. Because Anila, I don't know how she would have gotten that show. Not with her personality. She wouldn't have booked that show with her personality. Absolutely not. Darren Hood, I'm trying to be like Anila, but it's hard. I'm trying to like Anila, but it's hard. Stop trying to like her. I don't like her. She's boring. She's boring and she's annoying. And then I'm just like, is this your first time on planet Earth? She's like, I need coffee. Then get it. And then the whole like, Miel coffee is the best coffee ever. It's just like, stop name dropping. Are you doing a campaign with them and they're paying you because you're an influencer? Is that why you're dropping the name of the people who make your coffee? Because they're giving it to you for free for a name drop? Like, it's just bizarre. Hey, Ronnie. Toya was mean to Neela, though. Hi, Candy. Hey. What's up, sweetheart? Toya, okay. I'll break down what I think happened between Toya and Anila. Anila came on the show through Toya. Toya got on the show. Let's be real. Toya got Anila on the show. Anila then did what a lot of, and I'm going to just say it, a lot of women do when you get a new group and you think, well, who are the cool girls in the group? And then Anila wanted to be one of the cool girls. And then Anila tried to befriend Contessa when she knew that Toya and Contessa at that time were very much beefing. They were very, very much beefing. Now, I'm not saying that you can't be friends with someone that your friend isn't friends with. You know, we can be grown folks. We can all be friends. But to go out of your way to befriend them, to go out of your way to bring them in when you know that your good friend does that, I don't know. To me, that's what's suspect. And I think that hurt Toya's feelings. But instead of saying to Anila, hey, it really hurts my feelings when you did this, she would lash out with, passive aggressive comments, being really mean, putting Anila on blast for not paying the glam squad and the hair people. So it's like, if you don't communicate effectively how you feel when you're hurt, you do all these other things to show that you're hurt, except for talk about what you're actually hurt about. That's what I think really happened with them. I think Anila got on the show. She was thirsty. She wanted to be a cool girl, and so she kind of looked down on Toya. She went then tried to befriend Toya's enemy, and Toya was just like, "Excuse me?" And then it popped off, and then they both started doing tit for tat, very petty things. I think that's where they went wrong. Hey, Miss T, Anila reminded me of Brooke from Dubai. They both don't have time for boarding school. Yeah, when Anila was like, the nan is leaving. Does this mean I have to stop blogging? I was like, I'm confused. It's like you already see, that's another thing where Anila just doesn't make any type of sense to me. You're like, the nanny's leaving. Do I have to stop blogging? Anila, you blog when the kids are at school. Why do you even need a nanny? I'm not saying you can't have one. I think if you're in a position to have help, 100% get it. But you blog when the kids are at school. You literally drove the kids to school and then you came back. So on your way back, when you get back, then you do your blogging, and then in the afternoon, go pick up your kids. Doesn't make any sense to me. Hey, Miss T, a breakup dinner priceless. Fem says Anila is very materialistic. She is. She's very bratty. Very, very bratty. And her husband making those faces, it's like, dude, this isn't a rom-com, or this isn't like, this isn't your stand-up bit. Like, stop making those faces, homie. Yeah, yes. Miss T, Toya seems angry. Yes, 100%. And usually under anger is hurt, sadness, loneliness, depression, all of that. And usually when you're unable to sit with your own sadness or your own depression or your own whatever, it will manifest as anger. Because the anger, you think that you're protecting yourself through the anger. So I agree with you. I think that's what's going on with Toya. Hey, Fem. I think every non-Black person need to take a Black history, Black experience course. I agree. I think every person should. Black and non-Black. We all need to be educated on some Black history. I agree with you. Hey, Miss T. How long will they be in the new house? Let me stop. Oh my God. I'm going to be kind because I don't want any bad juju coming on to me. You know what I mean? I want to be in my own home one day and I don't want any negativity to come back to me. So, universe, God, I'm being positive. Hey, Miss T, I see Scott doing the same thing once the kids are grown. 100%. I would like to know, because did you catch how Contessa said they were going to sell the house, and he wouldn't sign on whatever he needed, whatever paperwork he needed to sign to sell the house? Not to be super messy, but we're talking about reality TV. I want to know what their financial situation is. I wonder if there was a financial motive for Scott to all of a sudden do his 180. Like, I'm a huge advocate for therapy, couples therapy, and they're like, therapy's working. We went to therapy. Instead of splitting, selling the house, we went to therapy, now we're great. I'm a huge advocate for that. But when it comes to Scott, I wonder what the financial situation is. Is the house in her name, his name, both of their names? Who makes more money? They're both doctors. Do they have a prenup? You know what I mean? Like, I'm always suspicious when someone is so far right and then they all of a sudden come all the way to the left. When, so I would be interested to see what that looks like. Hey, Miss T, Epic Mariah said, I have the receipts. She was like, I got the receipts. Exactly. Miss T heavily gets a pass on the strength of her husband all of the time. 1,000%. 1,000%. Dr. Damian Daddy is her cover. It's her cover and her shield. if it were not for him, she would get wrecked way more. Way more. If she was married to any other man, I think Mariah would have shared the receipts. But in my opinion, allegedly, I think the only reason why Mariah didn't show them the receipts was out of respect for him and the children. Oh, wait. Something's going on with the comments. I'll try and get it back. Okay, so Miss T says Jackie was running away from the issues. She was 100% running away from the issues. 100%. Oh no, my comments aren't showing. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it back, you guys. Oh, sorry, you guys. I had some technical difficulties, but we're back. We are back. All right, let's see. Where did I leave off? Okay. Yeah, so Miss Jackie was running away from the issues 100%. Miss T, Jackie's husband said he wanted biological children. See, but that's messed up, though. See, that's messed up because it's like he can say he wants biological children. If that was the case, then like, why didn't she freeze her eggs? Why didn't they freeze an embryo? If he wanted biological children, why don't they use his sperm and somebody else and an egg donor? That would be his biological child. You could just whip that right up. You could do his sperm and an egg donor. That would be his biological child. I think he just didn't want kids. I think he wanted to be able to dip it and do it. And that was his excuse. Hey, Vaca. She goes, hey, I don't watch the show. Just hop on to say hey. Hey, sweetheart. Thank you for coming through to say hi. Thank you. Yes, everybody. Hey, Miss T, Heavenly is going to fall apart when Aurora goes to college. Yes. That's another weird relationship. We were talking about Chanel Iman's weird relationship that she had with her son. I think Alora's weird relationship she has with, or Heavenly's weird relationship she has with Alora is another weird one. Yeah, Miss T says Quad is doing what Marlo pretends to do. Oh no. See, I'm not gonna go that far because I think that Marlo really is doing her best, and it is a lot to take on two children who, even though they're related to you, they're still not your children. And I don't know. I applaud both. I applaud both of them. Hey, Lala Shells. Yes, I'm raising my 16-year-old nephew. It's tough. Exactly. Yeah. Hey, Miss, and kudos to you, Lala. That's a lot. Miss T says Anila is not that huge of an influencer. When she said her count, I'm not gonna lie, when she said her count, I was like, that's it? I was like, girl, bye. And honestly, influencing is kind of dead. Like, I feel like once the pandemic hit, influencing kind of went to the wayside. I don't know. I mean, I know for me, I stopped doing a lot of it just because it was kind of soul sucking, to be honest. Not to hate on any influencer or not to hate on any social media person. No tea, no shade, but just for me personally, I stopped enjoying it. I didn't enjoy it anymore. I was just kind of like, you know what I mean? Anyway, Miss T says Anila tried to fix problems that had nothing to do with her. I think she was inserting herself to be relevant, and she was inserting herself to get into the cool club. Miss T, Toya doesn't like to fix any problems. Yeah, I think Toya needs to really work on herself. You know what I mean? She really needs to work on herself. Hey, Young Rich, she goes, hey, happy Mother's Day. Hey, you too, sweetheart. Sharon Remy says, raise your own kids, Neela, damn. Lala says, Neela's elevator doesn't go to the top floor. There's something going on there. There's something going on. And did you guys see how Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone was shading her dancing skills? They're like, that chick has no rhythm. When Anila was like, I've been dancing since I was 2, and she was just up there just like hopping around. I don't want to be mean if that's official dance style, but she was literally just like jumping up and down. Hey, Miss T. Anelia was so proud to tell how they overspent for that house show off. She really was. She was like, well, our budget at first was 1.5 million. Then we went up to 2 million. And then after that, we went to like 2.5 million. It was just like, stop it, Anila. Stop. Yeah, manifest is key. Yes, manifest is key. 100%. Manifest that life. Speak it. Speak it. Speak it. Miss T, it's cheaper to stay together. Exactly. It's like that saying, it's cheaper to keep a. I think it was probably finances that made him sing a new tune. And also, maybe it's also reputation damage control. You know, in the world, your reputation still matters. You know, if you are a doctor, if you are a lawyer, if you are someone like that, your reputation matters. Like a lot of those executive types would have like their wife, even though they had like other chicks on the side, but like for the dinners and for the galas and just for what that type of lifestyle looks like, to have a very public, messy divorce could be bad for business. So there could be a lot of reasons why Scott all of a sudden was like, no, I love you, let's stay together. And it was so cringy when Contessa was in like that cute like flesh tone bathing suit. And then her daughter was like, that's not my daddy. And then the dad came up like, who are you with my wife? It was so forced and so weird and just so like, no like home training. Like your child is like running up trying to like talk to this built man, trying to jump up on him. And she had to like rein her daughter in. It was just really bizarre. It's like, what are you teaching your children? Like your mom is allowed to wear whatever she wants and to be in the presence of whomever she wants. It was just really weird and very cringy. Hey, Young Rich. She goes, Mariah ain't have no darn receipts. That lady been a liar and always be one. She need to have some receipts on why she's getting cheated on by a man with a 3. Young Rich, you gotta relax. One thing I would say is I still love how if you watch the credits of Married to Medicine, Mariah Huck is still credited as an executive producer. So clearly something's going in her favor with the lawsuit, because I highly doubt you could sue Bravo and that they would keep your name as an executive producer unless you were winning. I think that in her lawsuit, if she was not winning or has not won and has kept everything secret, they would have removed her name. So power to Mariah. Hey, fam, I read that it's very hard to adopt kids in Georgia regardless of your income. Wow, maybe. But I think Dr. Jackie could have adopted a child if she wanted, if her husband wanted to. Hey, Rich Marla, though, them babies out, though. It was like 30 days, right? Wasn't Marlo threw them babies out, though? No, wasn't it like 30 days where she wanted the kids to go back to the mom for 30 days? Hey, Miss T, Marlo put her nephews out for 30 days. Yep, and a word on the street is they are not with her now. Oh, no. Oh, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you, Black girls getting their shit together. I appreciate that. Thank you, sweetheart. What's up? What's up? Thank you. Lala Chanel's laughing. But wasn't the 30 days? I need to look more into this because I'm double-minded when it comes to the 30 days thing. And bear with me. I don't know all of the specifics, so if I'm totally off, give me grace, because I'll have to look into it so I can speak on it more. But just on the onset of it, did her sister want her children back? Because if her say her sister got out of rehab or jail or wherever she was, again, I need to do more research into it. So give me grace if I get any of this stuff wrong. Alleged. Then Marlo would have to kind of give her the kids back unless she legally adopted them. And maybe the 30 days was just to see, is the sister staying, above board? Is the sister now in a place to take care of the kids? unless they didn't go to the sister for 30 days. You see, like, where did the kids go? I guess I need to do more research on it. Hey, young rich. She goes, you see how Contessa showed up to Anila's party with an Egyptian costume? Oh, disrespectful. If I was Anila, that woman and her con husband would have been escorted out. Yeah, that was bizarre. That was very bizarre. And their whole conversation before that was very disturbing. Like, we don't need to dress up as Indian. If people came to our house with a dashiki, I would kick them out. If you're having African themed party, then it would be appropriate for someone to come with a dashiki. She's having an Indian themed party because they're celebrating their holiday, like their Festival of Lights holiday. So Contessa, it was a mess, and the outfit was a mess. It was a mess. Hey Lala, she goes, so glad you're back. I love your reviews. Oh, thank you. Yes, I am back. It's so good to be back, you guys. Oh, I finished all my projects that I had been working on behind the scenes, and hopefully one day soon you guys will see them. But anyway, yes, I am back. Okay. Hey, Black Girls Getting Shift Together. She was, Contessa is a perfectionist. Scott looked very fake. Extremely fake. I really think, I really think 100% follow the money. You know what I mean? You want to follow the money. So if he wasn't ready to sign on those dotted lines when it came to selling the house, why? Whose names are on the title? Or is it a deed, a title to a car, right? Deed to a house. So whose name's on the deed? What is their financial outlook? Who would have to pay alimony, child support? What's the situation? Follow the money, because Scott, his personality and the state of their marriage, I believe in therapy, but I also believe follow the money. Follow the money. Hey, Miss T, I think Mariah settled her lawsuit and was able to keep her EP credit. Yes, Miss Mariah. As she should. You know, that was her show. I love it. Hey, young rich. She gave him to her younger sister who have 4 kids already. So the younger sister who's not the biological mom. Lala Chanel says Marla's nephews are back with her. That's what I thought too. I thought she did 30 days and then the kids are back. And you know what? This might be an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to share it anyway. And again, I don't have kids. We all know this. I've said it 1,000 times. But what I will say is whether they were my kids or whether they were like, you know, my nieces or my nephews that I had to take care of, everybody needs a break. Everybody needs a break. She stepped up and took in her nephews. Maybe she needed a break. Biological moms with their biological children still deserve breaks. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's like this very toxic myth that once children are involved, like, oh, mothers have to just completely give away their entire identity and just sacrifice and pour into other children and never have their own life again, and they just have to give and pour and break and sacrifice. No. We are all human beings. Even if and you can take a break, doesn't mean you're abandoning your children, doesn't mean you're throwing your children away. It means you're a human being, and sometimes you need a break. I need a break sometimes from my nieces and my nephews when I go visit. I'm like, oh my God, I love you, but go back to your parents, right? And parents themselves need a break. So I think if we start allowing people to be people and not machines or these idealized versions of what a mother or what a Monty or what a person is supposed to be, then we would have healthier relationships with ourselves, with our children, and with each other. Like, Marlo did a great thing, and I think that should be applauded. And maybe she just needed a break. You know, a lot of people need. Look at Anila. Trust me, I'm not knocking stay-at-home moms. You know, if I get married one day and my husband makes a lot of money, I'm just going to be on YouTube all day talking to y'all. Like, I'm not going to be working. You know what I mean? So I'm not knocking that, but even Anila needed her breaks to go do her blogging and all this stuff, and she has all these resources. So of course Marlo might have just needed a break. Young Rich says the boy's mother is in rehab. Yeah. Miss T says Marlo gave the kids to a different sister. Their mother is still in jail. See, that's tough. That's tough. Sam says, I believe his sister was giving a test trial. Yeah. That's what it seems like, yeah. Miss T says Marlo's sister also has 4 of her own children that she is raising. Ooh, see, it's tough. It's tough, you know. Black Girl says, I hope Marlo sends her nephews to therapy. I agree. I hope that Marlo definitely sends her nephews to therapy. And even with that, that's a great stand of things to do, you know, to send your nephews to therapy. Like, that's a big thing. Taking the kids in, even if it was for one night, is a big thing, you know. I don't know. Hey Lala Chanel says, as an aunt who's raising a nephew and also takes care of my other nieces and nephews from time to time, I give Marlo a certain level of grace that most people don't give her. I agree with you 100%, Lala. I agree with you 100%. People need breaks. Even biological moms need breaks from their kids. You know what I mean? Everybody needs a break. Hey fam, I'm an educator. Let me tell you, kids are exhausting. Exactly. Everybody needs a break. Everybody needs a break from time to time. People need breaks. Okay, you guys, what is else going on with Married to Medicine? Did we miss anything? Any topic we need to get to? Any scandal? Any person? We talked about Quad, Contessa, Dr. Heavenly. We didn't touch so much on Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone. They didn't really have that much going on for these last 2 episodes. I will say I am happy that, what do you call it? Oh, wait, Young Great says, did I miss your thoughts on the upcoming Heavenly session in Contessa versus Heavenly? No, you didn't. I don't know if I said it or not. My thoughts on Contessa versus Heavenly. Oh no, I did talk about it, but we can talk about it now. My thoughts on Contessa versus Heavenly. I'll give you the cliff notes. Heavenly was talking about, as she does, because we all know Dr. Heavenly is a snake, was talking about everybody like a dog. Was talking about everybody like a dog. She talked about every cast member like a dog. Other cast members, including, you know, Toya and Anila and other people, and even Contessa herself, has gone on Dr. Heavenly's podcast and YouTube channels and poked fun and, you know, threw shade at their co-stars and all that stuff. So I totally get that. But I think the reason why Contessa is so mad is for a couple of things. One, I think that Contessa low-key agrees with everything Dr. Heavenly said, because even though Dr. Heavenly was dead wrong and rude and mean, what she said was pretty accurate. So I think low-key Contessa agrees with what Dr. Heavenly said, but I think Contessa thought that she was safe from Dr. Heavenly's wrath. It's almost like if me and my homegirl get together and we talk crap about everybody else, but then my homegirl turns and talks crap on me. You see what I'm saying? I think that's like Contessa. She's like, yeah, we can get together and kiki and talk crap about everybody else, but this is my homegirl. She's never going to do it to me. And then Dr. Heavenly turned around and did it to her because that's who Dr. Heavenly is. Dr. Heavenly doesn't actually have any friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's not loyal to anybody. So I think that Dr. Contessa's husband, Scott, was pissed because he is a doctor, he has a job, a reputation, and if someone is on TV or someone's on their social platforms who's a part of the cast and is calling him abusive, that could affect his job, that could affect his standing in the community, that could affect his, you know, promotions and money and all that stuff. So if you are affecting her husband's livelihood, that's affecting your family. Your children could watch it, you know, that could affect the kids. So I think that's really why Contessa is hurt. Not so much about what Dr. Heavenly said, but the fact that she actually said it against her. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's the deal. I'm ready for the Dr. Heavenly takedown. Because even though everybody talks crap about the co-stars, blah 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 blah, Dr. Heavenly has systematically and consistently been just very, very mean. Like she's a mean-spirited person, and that's the difference. Yes, they all talk crap. Yes, everybody has a job to do. Yes, you create drama. Yes, you have your kiki. Yes, you throw the shade. But for the entire 9 series or seasons, Dr. Heavenly is mean spirited. And the reason why Dr. Heavenly is mean spirited is because she deeply hates herself. She talks about it. She really hates herself deeply. That's why she went so hard against Mariah. That's why she gets so hard. That's why she goes hard against Toya, because she doesn't believe that she's beautiful. She doesn't believe that she's worthy. So when she sees other beautiful women, it triggers her so much. She talked about that with her childhood. She said she used to sit in the room and read, and how in her mind her mother favored her sister because she said her sister was prettier than her, and I guess she had struggled with her weight. And I think that really messed with her own self-esteem and self-worth. And instead of going and working on herself, and I mean her inner self, her self-esteem, the way she feels about herself, not the plastic surgery and the blonde wigs and the liposuction and all of that stuff. I mean the actual inner work. She then goes off and is mean to everybody else because she is still wounded from her childhood. And instead of cleaning up her own wound, she goes out and bleeds on everybody else. And to me, that's a very dangerous person. And Dr. Heavenly has been very dangerous. So I'm ready to see I'm ready for the takedown. I'm ready for it. And when she was like in Dr. Contessa's face, I was like, Heavenly, you don't see Dr. Contessa? Please, I'm not built for that life. I would be like, you're right, Contessa. Whatever you say goes. Just don't look at me hard. Nope. So yeah. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Younger says, I'm so glad Dr. Simone and Dr. Jackie are back good again. Me too. I like them together. And I like Dr. Jackie when she's in a good place with Simone. Because the only time I didn't like Dr. Jackie was when she was going after Buffy and when she was Team Heavenly against Simone. Other than that, I like Dr. Jackie. Hey, Black girls getting their shit together. What are your thoughts on Dr. Simone Cecil's book? Oh, good question. I think, like every good reality star / influencer, of course, they're going to want to put a product out there. So, of course, they're going to put a book. Every good reality star has a good ghostwriter, and they put out a book. I think that if they do what they actually said they're going to do, if they're going to actually be transparent, if they're going to actually talk about the real grit and the grace of their marriage, both sides, in a real authentic way, and it's not just a fluff book, then I'm here for it. Because I think that's what people need. People do need the grit and the grace of a relationship, right? Because there's grit in relationships, but there's also the grace, which makes it, you can go through a hard time and work through it, come out better, come out stronger. But unless they are truly honest about their relationship, then it's just going to be another fluff Amazon.com book. 5 tips on how we weathered the storm. So I hope that they're real. And I think that could really help a lot of people who are going through it. You can have tough times and get through it. So as long as it's real, I'm here for it. Hey, Sharon, my issue is if the boy really did slit the teddy bear's throat, it was dangerous to send the boys to a house with small kids. Whoa, wait, what? Is that what happened with Marlo's nephews? See, you guys, I gotta do my job. And I gotta go more into what happened with the boys. I didn't hear that. Listen, if that's true, he needs to go. He needs to be in therapy. He needs to be getting help. Hey, Fem, do you like Dr. Heavenly Beauty Store? I actually like it better than Destiny's. You know what? I was looking at Heavenly's Beauty Store, and I was like, you know what? It's actually stocked nice. Like, it was legit stocked. Like, they had inventory and everything. She had a contract with that slick dude from Miami. Who is Nikki Natural? Is she like a personality? Because I was like, girl, do you see how you're coming across right now with this like cat daddy? I'm confused. I didn't know if that was like a shtick or something that she does. I don't know. I liked Dr. Heavenly's store. It seemed super legit. She had lots of inventory. It did seem more stocked than Destiny's. For sure. Destiny to me seemed a little bit less stocked. It seemed a less inventory in Destiny's. Hey, Young Rich, because I feel like Dr. Heavenly haven't said anything about the girls that the girls have been saying about themselves and their husbands. Tessa's can't get mad at somebody for answering a question. I think the reason why Contessa got mad was because she thought she was somehow immune to Dr. Heavenly's wrath. That's what I really think Contessa's mad about. I think Contessa genuinely thought we were friends and there was a loyalty there. I think that's why Contessa's mad. Because Contessa talk crap too. But again, it's like we can talk crap together, but then you talk crap about me, then all of a sudden it's an issue. So it is hypocritical, but at the same time, I do understand where she's coming from. You know, if that makes sense. Hey, Donna D. Dr. Contessa said about the same thing on TV that Dr. Heavenly said on her podcast, but it's like, I can talk about my husband, but you can't. The word abusive is triggering. Exactly. 100%. 100%. It's like if I'm talking about my mama or my kids or my man, I can talk about them, but you sure as hell better not talk about them, especially if you're up here fronting like you're my friend. It's one thing for boo-boo down the street to talk about them, but for my so-called friend to talk about them, that's totally different. And the word abusive is very triggering, and it's also a very dangerous word for this day and time. The word abusive is very, very dangerous. Hey, Black girls getting their shit together. She goes, I think Contessa's mad because Heavenly exposed the truth. Heavenly's delivery is horrible, but I believe her. Scott is very emotionally abusive last year. Yeah. Like, I think what Dr. Heavenly said, seemingly from everything we've seen, is true based on his own behavior. But I think it hits different. Like, we can see it, right? That's one thing. But it hits different when your so-called friend literally just says it on her thing. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't, like, even though what she's saying is accurate, it still hits different when it's your friend saying it. Hey, Donna D. Dr. Heavenly has such thick skin that I don't think she'll let the intervention really get to her. See, the thing is, I don't think she has a thick skin. I think that she is actually extremely sensitive. Extremely sensitive. But she is so in denial and in delusion of her own grandeur that she is not in a place to humble herself to receive the feedback. You see what I'm saying? I don't think that she has a thick skin. Not at all. You actually say anything to Dr. Heavenly and she pops off and goes off the end. She's not emotionally mature at all. I think what appears to be thick skin is actually delusion. She's so diluted in her own head. Like, you can't even look at Dr. Damien without her getting up and standing herself in between the two of you. Like, it's sick. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. Hey, Donna D. Dr. Heavenly built herself up so much because she believes in the notion fake it till you make it. Yup. Mm-hmm. I don't think Dr. Jackie and Dr. Simone will ever be the same, though. Dr. Simone will never forgive Dr. Jackie for implying her friendship with Dr. Heavenly was basically on the same level as with her. Yeah, that was some low down dirty. But you know why? Okay, this is the thing. Again, people not communicating how they really feel. I think that Dr. Jackie was in her feelings because Dr. Simone didn't just blindly have her back when it came to Buffy. I think that Dr. Simone was like, actually, Dr. Jackie, what you did was really messed up. And she sort of stood her ground and didn't just blindly follow her that I think a lot of the reason of why Dr. Jackie started to then co-sign and be with Dr. Heavenly and say all that stuff was kind of a way to dig at her back. It's like if you break up with your boyfriend and you're dating somebody else and then they start dating somebody else, but they're only dating somebody else to like make you jealous. Because instead of them saying like, hey, I miss you and I want us to get back together, they're trying to like make you mad and to make you jealous because they're with somebody else. You know what I mean? I feel like it was like that. I think Dr. Jackie was like, oh, well, you're closer to Buffy than to me. Well, I'm closer to Dr. Heavenly than I am to you. But you know what I mean? But it comes out all petty and passive aggressive and all this stuff. But I actually think the inner workings of it was Dr. Jackie was just like, oh, so you're closer to Buffy? Well, then I'm going to go find a new best friend and rub it in your face. That's what I think happened. Hey, Young Rich, Buffy was too extra and thirsty for me. I'm sorry. She was like an older version of LaToya Forever. And she was still talking about that show today. Like, girl, move on. Hey, Donna D. Hopefully Marlo told her sister that her nephew slit the teddy bear's throat. Oof. I mean, wow. Wow. But you know what? The nephews are back with Marlo, because weren't the nephews back with Marlo when her house almost got broken into? Because didn't she say that one of the nephews like screamed out, and that's how she knew someone was breaking into the house? Hey, Young Roach, I was on the past episode and busted holes in the walls. Wow. He needs to be in a place where he can get help. Do you know what I mean? He needs to be in a place where he can actually get help, not just being shuffled around. All right, Young Rich says, yes, she's from Love and Hip Hop. Miss T, Nikki was very thirsty. Very. Who is Nikki Natural? Miss T, why did Nikki have flowers on her head? Aren't they showing wigs? I have no idea. I have no idea why that girl had flowers on her head, doing splits, and trying to take Cat Daddy home. I have no idea. It was so slimy. Hey, Donna D. You know what it reminded me of? Do you guys watch Bell Collective? It kind of reminded me of the girl who has the hairline and her husband. It kind of reminded me of that, like the Cat Daddy. Hey, Donna D. Dr. Heavenly has more money to keep her store stocked than Destiny does. She has more of a team with her daughter running the team, too. Yeah, you can definitely tell that Dr. Heavenly had more money and more support. So, of course, you're starting any job or business, rather, you have money and support, of course, because she walked into her store like, oh, this is great. Like, she could tell she didn't do anything. She just hired people to do it, which is a great place to be. Hey, Young Rich, I'm sorry, but I don't like how Marlo is splitting her nephews for a rotten peach. Oh, don't say that. Contessa set up on Dr. Leva's YouTube channel and said the same thing. She's using this for a storyline. I don't know. It's like I can say it, but you can't, you know? Hey, Finn, this was a great live. Keep up the good work, Queen. Thank you. You too, sweetheart. Love you. Hey, Darren Hood. Nikki Naturals from Love and Hip Hop Miami. She quote-unquote dated Trick Daddy. Got you. But was she the one who was like to Trick Daddy? She was like, oh, I'm celibate. Like, was that her? Where she was like, give me money, but I'm celibate. Like running that scam. Hey, Young Rich. She was, yeah, when I saw she date Trick Daddy, I knew she would date anybody, child. Wow. Hey, Donna D. I'm glad Dr. Heavenly stopped saying, yo, mama. Girl. Now she just goes, she needs to go to Candace on Potomac to make sure she stops saying, yo, mama. Hey, Black girls getting their shit together. Heavenly's thick skin is trauma response. Exactly. She is still emotionally stuck as a child and lashes out. 100%. That thick skin is delusion. She's so diluted in her own reality that there's no way she can receive any type of feedback. She can't. She's not emotionally there. Hey, Young Rich. Jackie did the same thing with Simone and Heavenly, what Simone did with Jackie and Buffy. Yeah, yep. Hey, Donna D. Dr. Simone should have taken Jackie to the side to tell her what she did with Buffy was wrong, not on camera. Yeah. Yeah, when it's that type of friendship. Hey, Miss T. Marlo is trying to buy the nephew's love. Maybe she's scared. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't care who you are. If you're slashing teddy bears and punching holes in the wall, maybe Marlo's scared. Maybe she's just like, what can I do to keep you calm? I didn't know all of that was going on because I stopped watching Roa. Um, so I didn't know all of that was going on, but maybe she's scared. You know what I mean? Like it's sad. It's sad, but like kids can be very violent. Kids can be very, very violent, and those are young men and well, young boys. I don't want to adultify them because they still are children. But if someone is displaying slitting anything's throat and punching things in the wall, that is very problematic. That is very scary. So maybe she's buying their love because she's just trying to be like, I don't want to set you off. And unfortunately, to me, it seems like if that's what's happening, then that kid or the kids, whoever is doing it, they need a different type of help because that's very, very scary. Yeah, where it says Bell Collective comes back next Friday. More to add to my Sunday list now that Real Housewives, the Girls Trip, and Love and Marriage is ending. I'll do Bell Collective. I like Bell Collective. It's just yes. Did we cover everything? Is there anything we missed? Dr. Jackie, Simone, Anila, Toya. I when it comes to Toya, just girl, get it together because Eugene is a keeper. Eugene is a keeper. So get it together. Get your life. Keep your man because he's great. All right, you guys. I think we did it. So much fun. So if you guys have had fun, if this has been a fun Kiki, Young Rich says, why is she always getting a new house every season? Listen, I don't know what happened with that, but to me, again, alleged light shade, like Kiki, not trying to be mean. I'm not putting anything negative in the universe, but it seems like it must be financial because nothing else makes sense where you're buying and building and flipping, but you're not actually in a better financial position, right? It's like if you buy a home and flip a home, you should be in a better financial state, right? Like I don't get it. Hey, Black Girls Getting a Shift Together with Lala calling Toya's kids the good one and the evil one. Listen, or Layla, listen. No home training. No home training. Why would you? I mean, who says that? Who does that? And she's like, that one's the devil. Like what? And then she was running around, and then Contessa was like, you better not hit him. So like, what is going on? It was, yeah, that was bizarre. That was very, very bizarre. Like, who says that? And Toya was like, I know you did not just call my son evil. Very bizarre. But you also have to think about what are Contessa's and Scott's children being exposed to? Because we all know their relationship is very volatile, it's very unstable, it's very toxic. So, and you can't really hide that from children. So like what are their children being privy to, you know? Hey young skinny, hey young rich, how are you gonna have an elevator and tells a kid not to use it? Like, girl, what? Yeah, that didn't make any sense. That's the thing. I think Toya is just angry. I think she's just angry. I think she's a very, very angry person. I think and I also think she's bitter. And I don't say that lightly because I think that's a very big word. But to me, there's something very bitter about Toya. Like, there's something in her where she just, nothing is enough. You know what I mean? Like, nothing is enough. Like, there is no way I would try and get this grandiose home. I don't have a job, working my husband to the bone, flipping it and doing all this stuff. I would just be like, let's build a nice and normal house. And honestly, a nice and normal house with Eugene's money and maybe Toya's Bravo money by this point probably would have been a really great, amazing place. But when you're trying to like build mega McMansions all over the place and doing the most and all of this stuff and putting your family financially at risk, that to me, that is just, that's, I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but it's just not right. It's not right, you know? And I think, and there's a bitterness to her. And I think she's bitter because she couldn't stay in her dream home. I think she's fronting. I think the house they built really was her dream home. I think she thought that was her forever home. I think she thought that would be, you know, this big, amazing thing. And for whatever reason, I'm not counting people's money because I don't want anybody to count my money. So I'm not counting anybody else's money. But just from what it seems like, something on the back end financially is not working. And so they had to let that house go. Now they're renting, and now they allegedly bought a place, another plot of land, and are building another house. That I don't understand. So to me, she seems really angry. She seems really lonely. She seems really bitter. But she has to work on that because Eugene's a really good man. Hey, Donna D, Toya can't help but to live above her means, and Eugene is paying for it financially, physically, and emotionally 100%. He looks like he's about to break. He looks like he is about to break. And when he comes home, he gets no relief. She gives him no grace, you know? Hey, Sharon says, I got a feeling Eugene is going to leave Toya. That's what it's looking like, unless she can turn it around. That's what it's looking like. But I'm the same way. Like, I don't want to come home and have my partner just bitch and moan all day and complain and just be angry and wasted. Like, who wants that life? Especially when I'm working myself to the bone to provide this life, and nothing is ever good enough. You know, nothing. It's like more, please, never. You know, whatever it is, whatever that saying is, like never enough or whatever it is. Hey, Black girls getting their shit together. Eugene is letting Toya run him into the ground, trying to have a dope IG life. Yeah, 100%. Hey, Young Rich, Toya is Eugene's beard. That man ain't leaving that lady. Eugene, Young, I don't think so. You think? I don't think so. I think Eugene is just a really sweet soul. I don't think Toya's his beard. I think he's just like a really like nice guy. You know what I mean? Hey, Donna D, I'd share a moment. Whereas women usually stay in a marriage because of the children, I think Eugene is staying in the marriage mainly because of his children. Yeah. Oh no. But you guys, we're having another moment with the. Can you guys hear me? Put it in the comment box if you can hear me. I think I went out again. Oh, no. Oh, you can. Okay, good. Yeah, that was a tech. Yeah, that was a technical glitch. Yay, we're back. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry. Okay. So let's see. Yeah, so Young Rich says she don't want to look broke for Bravo, but honey running from house to house to look expensive. Either it looks like eviction notice every 6 months. But didn't they own that house? Oh man. Hey, Young Rich, Mariah and Heavily even said that man is. Oh. Oh, good. You guys hear me? Good. Yes, it was a technical glitch. But we back. See, that's the thing. I don't get that vibe from Eugene. I think Eugene, and again, I say this respectfully, I get more of that vibe from Scott than I do from Eugene. I think Eugene is just like a sweet man. He might be beta, but I don't get that vibe. I get more of a vibe from Scott than I do from Eugene. And again, this is just light, fun, no disrespect, alleged, just for fun. I don't know. Let me know if you guys think that too or not. I don't know. But I'm excited to see this intervention. I think that's going to be really interesting. I'm ready to see Contessa take Dr. Heavenly on, because a lot of people don't really take her on to her face in a big way. So I'm definitely excited to see that. So with, oh, Sharon said, oh wait, Young Rich says there are rumors about Scott, but allegedly. Yeah, allegedly, 100%. Yeah, I see it more for Scott than I do for Eugene. Sharon says Eugene didn't expect to get such a beautiful wife. Exactly. That's more of what Eugene I see in Eugene. I think that Eugene is just really sweet, maybe very beta, and he didn't think that he could get, because Toya is beautiful. She is. She's a gorgeous girl. And I don't think he thought he could get a girl like her, and now he's kind of doing anything to keep her. But I think now he's kind of seeing his own value and his own worth. Like, he's a great husband. He's a great father. He provides. He does everything for her and the kids, as he should. He's a father, but there are limits to that, you know? There's limits to all of it because we're all human. Hey, Donna D, I wonder what will happen now that Eugene says he wants out of the ER. Yeah. Time will tell. I hope she is supportive. I know if it were me and my husband was like, it's too much, I would be like, baby, then you stop. You figure out what brings you joy. You take a break. You stop, because your health, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, is way more important than any type of paycheck. So I hope she really supports him. I think if she doesn't, that could really be an end of her marriage if she does not support him, because he has supported her 1,000,000%. Hey, Black girls getting a ship together. What? Scott rumors? Yeah, allegedly. Allegedly, there's some Scott rumors. I don't know what the exact rumors are. Allegedly. But I wouldn't be surprised. I get that vibe from Scott. Of all of the husbands, it would be Scott for me. Hey, Donna D, Toya's personality diminishes her beauty. Yeah, her inner demons, her inner trauma, her inner turmoil definitely overshadows her beauty. 100%. 100%. Hey, Sharon, I'll take a 65-year-old version of Eugene. Girl, yes, I'll take a Eugene too. I will take a Eugene. He is everything. Everything. Darren Hood says, I agree, Candy. Thank you, sweetheart. Yes. Yay. Okay, you guys, this has been so much fun. We have been on here for over an hour and a half. We've been killing it. Are there any last thoughts on Married to Medicine? And I cannot wait to review the actual showdown. That's gonna be good, you guys. That's going to be good. Okay, you guys, I love you so much. Happy Friday. Have a safe and happy weekend. And don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with a friend, because your girl is back in action. So, yeah, share with a friend. I love you guys. And until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Thank you, Young Riches. I'm glad you're reviewing it. Yes, you guys got me. Like, I'm doing this for my candy canes because I wasn't watching, and you guys were like, where are your reviews? Number 1. Number 2, do Married to Medicine. So I'm doing my job. But don't forget, there's still so much self-care and self-love content on my channel. So if you guys want to listen to that content too, it is there for you. But I'll be doing the reviews. You asked, I'm answering. Love you guys. Hey, Donna D says, have a great weekend. You too, sweetheart. Sharon says, good night, my love. Good night, sweetheart. I love you guys so much. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.